Hello. Am I live? I'm live. Okay. I was like, I don't know if I'm actually live. I am live. Hello and welcome to Dragon Mode, where all the words October Dragon Mode sprints. I'm Shannon Reddy under the pen name of SD Huston, the author of A Curse of Scales and Feathers, A Curse of Wings and Gems, and the Clash of Goddesses series. And the goal of this stream is provide a low-key environment to be productive. It is strictly timed with 60-minute sprints and 5-minute breaks for a total of 3 sprints during roughly a 3.5-hour stream. And you're welcome to use the sprints for any productivity you need, whether reading, writing, housework, coursework, day job, or just taking care of you. I use the sprint time to focus because focus issues. That means I won't be in the chats until it breaks, but then I love to catch up with everyone, see what everyone's doing. And this morning, I need to start off with getting my streams put together for the write-a-thon that I'm part of this weekend. I went to go do it 2 days ago, but they didn't have the thumbnails up there for us because they have thumbnails that they create for all of us to use as templates for our streams, and they didn't have it. And then since then, I had other things I had to get done, but this morning I was like, okay, I've got to work on this first, and then I'll go back to coding the scavenger hunt on my webpage, on my website. And I had 31 pages when I started yesterday, and I'm down to 10. So that's just for the scavenger hunt. I still have to, once I finish the scavenger hunt, then I need to go to my sales page and then get the rest of that set up. And actually, because I do have one product people can buy, which is the Romantasy Adventures. But what I don't have set up is what someone had emailed me and said, well, what if I want to buy like all 4 characters at one time? I'm like, oh, you know, I wouldn't want to make them go through and buy the adventure for this character, buy the adventure for that character, it'd be nice if it was just like one button click that they could click. And plus I probably would save on some of the printing costs because some of the things in the packets are exactly the same for the characters. And then there's, artwork and stuff like that. And then of course the chapters are all specific to the characters themselves. So some of the costs would be saved if I only had to send one of the thing that is shared by everybody. So I was like, I need to figure out those costs. But that's going to be a future day problem. Future day and the next week problem. So anyways, that's all the stuff that's running through my head. Kat was here first. Good morning. Good morning. What are you working on today? Of course, I'll be starting with 3 morning pages to start. And then are you going to get to your reviews probably? Yeah. Adeshale, hey, I just sent you a message on Discord. I don't know. I know you don't get on Discord that often. Oh, maybe you're on there. If you have, I've made my thumbnails already. I can go back and change them, but I just put a spooky character, like the Scream character from the movie Scream, for your image. I tried to grab your this where it says Adeshale Writes. You could send me that too. You don't have to send me an image of you. But I tried to grab that from your YouTube channel, but it was so blurry, so the image quality was not very good. And I'm sure there's probably a different way of doing it, but I didn't have it. And then any links you want me to include in the description box. I like to get, if you have those things, I'd love to add those for the streams I'm setting up this morning. Morning, Adeshale. Oh, and are you working on anything, Adeshale? And good morning, Kat. Oh, yes, there you are. You are telling me already. Sorry, didn't go far enough down. I'll be working on the road to station 2. So this is your post-apocalyptic. How long is this one so far? That's hilarious. Oh, it was blurry. So yeah, I mean, if you want me to leave the Scream character there, I can. So they'll just look at the description box, probably see who it is. I'll find stuff. Cool. I was thinking I probably have some links from you from like the last time we did a podcast episode together. I'm thinking I have something. So I was just going to go grab that if I didn't get anything from you. I think we're at 12 to 13K. Okay. So still beginning stages. And this is going to be a full-length novel, you think? Probably, because your first one was full-length, right? Because that was your not-so-short story. All right. We are down to 30 seconds. And yeah, so I'll finish putting these. I should be able to finish putting the streams together before the hour's up. I should be able to do it within the next 15, 20 minutes. Get these streams put together and then go to work on the website. Oh, no, not for this one. Oh, okay. These are the short novellas. Oh, okay, so this was not from the not so short story. Gotcha. Last one about 17K. Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember you talking about that because you were trying to maybe possibly hit 20K and push it up a little bit. Morning, Eva. How's it going? 20 to 25. Well, that sounds good. Yeah. Okay. First sprint. Good luck, everyone. That is time on the first sprint. How did you do? I got my relays up. That was kind of a conundrum. I had first started with one relay and got all the information right in StreamYard to set it up and everything, and then went to go upload the thumbnail. It was the wrong one. I hit the wrong button and I deleted everything. I started all over again. But it ended in a good way because then I was able to get some information for one of my co-hosts that I didn't have before. So I would have already posted the stream and I would have had to go back and change it all, or at least that part. So yeah, it worked out. So I got my streams out there. I also got the other ones that I'm part of that are already made. I got them all in my upcoming live streams and premieres. So you can see there's 5 right now, and there's a 6th stream I'm part of, but it hasn't been made yet. Excuse me. And so I have them on my YouTube homepage. So you'll see all the ones that I'm in and 2 of them that I'm hosting. And then I thought, okay, maybe I should start working on my website. I was like, I want another cup of coffee. So I went to go get more coffee. There's 3 minutes left. I thought, okay, I'm going to read my book and for the last 3 minutes. Oh, when I moved my phone away from the microphone, sometimes it interferes and does like a shh like thing. Left off with Adisha saying that this next one is going to be 25,000 long. This is the next novella that he's writing. And then Eva said, I'm still editing footage. Good morning, Eva. Hopefully that's going well for you, Eva. Hope all is well with you. Good morning, everyone. What are you guys working on? I'll be going back to coding my website. I've got 10 more pages left to code for my scavenger hunt. And then I need to fix I say fix because right now I've got my webpage up for Romantic Adventures, but I've got to add, the scavenger hunt to it, and I got to figure out how I want to do that. And then I need to create a scavenger hunt landing page as well. So those are other things I need to do besides just the scavenger hunt itself. Hey, Joanne, how'd the meeting go with the developmental editor? Yes, let us know. Do you feel better now that it's over? Things are well here. Chilly outside. We got freezing temps coming in Friday. Yeah, I wonder what we have. We had 43 degrees that one morning. That was Monday morning. And then it's been like 68, 70 the last 2 mornings. So we got close to almost freezing degrees, but then it's right back up again. Heading out for a short bit. I need to grab coffee from the store. No problem. Good morning, Devin. How's it going? My internet's back up, but I was finally able to get some work in. Woohoo! There are some things that can't be done on the phone. Yes, it's hard. Yep. The phone does not help. And then especially, I can't see very well with the depth perception. Like I can see, but just where I think things are at are not actually where they're at. So then I hit the wrong buttons. That's why I end up doing speech to text most of the time. Today's all about cleaning and taking care of things for my January in-person event. Yeah, this sounds exciting, Devin. Hello, Felicia. How are you doing? Good morning, Shannon Chat. Are you working on anything today? Tradition actually went really well. Thanks for asking. She gave me a few pointers for chapter 19 and onwards. Plus, we'll work together to meet my tight deadline to finish this book by the 31st. She said she really loved what I did with the repetition part of my MMC's thoughts and wants more of it. Also wants me to focus on the turmoil my FMC has in this chapter I'm revising. Oh, that sounds like really great advice and great partnership happening there. Cool, Joanne. I'm glad it went well and that she had such great remarks. Your deadline for the 31st is this month. How many more chapters? I think she's got 30 chapters or something around that number. Good morning, says Adisha to those who came in. Ooh, in-person event. Sounds fun. Is it your personal event or a conference? I think it's not a conference. It's I can't remember what it was called. Got to go pick up some coffee. Be back in a little bit. Additionally, me too. And yes, planning to have 30 chapters in total for this book. So chapter 19, I have 11 more chapters to go. Like button booped. Thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate that. Hope all is well with you. Eva says about 6 minutes into my 11.5-minute video. Well, that's a lot better than 190 minutes that you had last night. Same one with at least one more full pass after this one, and then proof listen left. Also got breakfast, then saw sad news. So a music break. Oh, sorry you heard the sad news. I don't know what it was, but you don't have to share it because we probably don't want to be sad either. I avoid the news because of all the sad and just things that can get you upset. Good morning, says Stacy. Hello, trying to work on cleaning my office today. Nice. Dharma says, I downloaded the paperback templates from my upcoming Umber Fantasy. Now I'm adjusting the covers from the KDP template, which I originally used to design it to the Ingram Spark. Yeah, I've had to do that too. I use the Ingram Spark for my Kickstarter books, and then I put it on KDP, and then I also put it on Drafted Digital, and they're all like different templates. So it was 39 degrees Fahrenheit earlier, but our high today is 62. I like that weather. The rains are coming. I feel like Halloween is always cold and wet here. Ours is, except for the first year we moved here in 2019. That was cold. Every other year has been hot. Hello, our Morgan. How's it going? Hey, Morgan. Hi, Eva. I made it to the end. Woohoo! And this year we're not trick or treating because my son says he's done with trick or treating. So we don't even have to go tramping around the neighborhood and get all hot. Because every year I get so hot under my costume. But, all right, second sprint out of 3. Good luck. And that is time on the second sprint. How did you do? I got like 1.5 pages coded. These 2 pages are very similar. This is at the point in the scavenger hunt where the visitor, whoever's doing the scavenger hunt, I'm just calling them visitor. The visitor chooses who to talk to between one of 2 twins. And I'm coding the pages backward because each page that the visitor goes to leads to another page. But in order to write in the code for that page to lead to another page, the other page already has to be done and coded. So I'm working backwards. So I'm at the point where the visitor has just chosen either twin. And so the coding for both twins, there's 2 separate pages, is very similar. It's just what is the conversation is different. And the conversation is actually longer with one twin than the other. So how I'm coding it on the page looks a little bit different because I have it wrapped around with an image. And I've just been playing around with the code, trying to get different visuals of how I want it to look. And I finally decided how I want it to appear. And that was one whole twin. It took me like 55 minutes to do it. And then the last 5 minutes I was working on the other twin, but hers is almost done because I already have all the visuals and how I want it to actually look and the code set up the way I want it to reveal everything. So yeah, that's what I did. So I should be done with this twins page here pretty quickly. I think I'm going to change the timing on a couple things, and I need to bold a few words. So I'm trying to bold like words in any of the story or the dialogue that is important for the visitor to take note of for the next step of the scavenger hunt. Even though they're being told, I want them to like, okay, if it's bolded, this is something that needs to be remembered. But I don't know if I'm actually going to tell them that anything is bolded they need to remember. I think I'm just going to let them try to figure that out on their own. So, but yeah, okay. Left off with Morgan had just come in to say hi, Eva, and I know it was going really, really quick. So I know I said hello to Morgan, but how are you? And what are you working on today? Hope everything's going well. Felicia, good morning. How have you been? From Joanne. JL, hello. Hello, everyone. How is your morning going? I took the puppy for a walk and had some playtime in the yard. So now I'm hoping to settle down with coffee and notes for my sequel. Exciting, because your draft is still with the editor, right? When is that? When are you supposed to get that feedback? I feel like it's like really soon. JL says tired, but where there's coffee, there's a way. I agree. I'm right there with you. Jody, hello. How's it going? Good morning. Finally done with the garden, back pasture. Time to edit and write. Woohoo. Nice time for writing. I did send the email out with the times and stuff for the podcast episode. I did send that I think it was a couple days ago through the podcast email. So I think when you wrote to me, it was through my author email. But I try to keep it separate because my author email, I think I counted close to 20 emails a day, and I'm not able to keep up with it. So it's just getting bigger and bigger. So the podcast email, at least I only get like no emails. I got one email today, and that was in response to the email that I sent out. So I can keep up with that one better. Hello, Jody from JL. Good morning, Kat. How's it going? Are you working on anything today? And then other Kat says, hop you off to head to volunteer the friends at the library store. Thanks for the sprint, Shannon. Have an amazing day. And friends, have an amazing day, friends. I was adding more to that. That was a little while ago, so I missed her leaving out. But thank you so much for being here, Kat. Devin says, I got a large piece of furniture out of the master bedroom. Yeah, that must have been quite a bit. I don't see myself moving furniture anytime soon, but that made me think of Eva's video, because I did watch it a couple days ago where she was moving stuff around in her living room or front room or whatever you call that, wherever you're from. I'm also brainstorming Havel and James' situationship. That's interesting. I want to know. I got some work done on my office, but also got some work done in the kitchen. Nice. So you got some good progress going. Are you going to be able to write today, or is it just taking care of home and business? Sorry, my brain jumped somewhere else, and I'm like, come back, Shannon, come back. So Shannon, Joanne. Good morning to JL. Good to see you. Morning is going pretty well. Thanks for asking. Just finished cooking brunch. Now I'm about to dive back into revisions for Chapter 9 of Project Sugar and Spice. Probably feel real fresh going into it after your conversation yesterday. Yay for gardens from Adeshle. Hey, Coffee Crate and Connect from Adeshle. How did the meeting go with the editor in book 2? Oh, what, does she have hers too? I thought, oh, guys, I knew it was like soon, but it was at the same time as Joanne's. I'm reading, drinking coffee to wake up. Already got the dishes done. Okay, so getting ready to start on the writing. And anyone I've missed, Dashley says hi to everyone. Got back from picking up the coffee. Unfortunately, my cheap breakfast, I feel like after my cheap breakfast, I feel like I'm gonna go to sleep. Oh, yeah, I'm tired too, but I'm trying. I gotta keep going. One more sprint, last one. Anyone has to leave out, thank you so much for coming. Everyone else is on their side 6 minutes. That is time on the last sprint. How did you do? I was able to move a little bit faster through these pages because they were kind of set up like the very first page I was working on this morning. Most of these are set up kind of the same. So it's just a few tweaks to the code and, of course, adding in the new information for like the image URLs and the text and whatnot. But the basic coding stayed the same. So I went a little bit faster. I got 4.5 pages done. No? Oh, so I had a half a page left when I came back, and I've completed 4 more, and then I'm almost done writing code for another. So really that's 5 because 2 half equals 1. So 5 pages. But in that process, I did realize I left out a page of coding that I needed. So I added it to my storyboard. So instead of 31 pages, I really had 32 pages. So once I finish this page that I'm almost done with, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 5 more to go. And then I'll be done with my scavenger hunt. And then I can go and update my Romantasy Adventures landing page with the scavenger hunt. And when it opens and all that probably will not happen today because I think it'll take me the rest of the day to do the rest of these pages, along with a couple other things I have to do today. I also have a meeting I have to go to. So I think I'll finish up doing the scavenger hunt and then maybe tomorrow I'll start working on adding it to the landing page. And my goal is to launch this on October 30th. I will probably do a video or a live stream, probably a live stream. I hate doing videos anymore. Just to talk about it on my channel to say that it's officially live and what people can do to enter. Because you can do the scavenger hunt or you can pay $1, one or the other, can't do both, to get an entry ticket, like into a sweepstakes, basically. So it's like a promotional giveaway. And once it ends, then I will do a random drawing. And so one person will win a free entry into the Romantasy Adventures. So for anyone who's interested in that kind of stuff. Anyways, that's what I'm working on. That's the way ahead. And Devin, I don't know if you're still here. If you're still here, I want to use you as a guinea pig when the scavenger hunt is done, if you're still here, and see if it works. And also to time it, because I need to know how long it's going to take for people to do it. Okay. Left off with Adeshe saying, got back from picking up coffee. Unfortunately, after my cheap breakfast, I feel like going to sleep. Yeah, I'm tired as well. It's been a long week. And I feel like there's coding these pages and making sure that it follows along, and I'm doing it backwards. So it's not like I'm coding the scavenger hunt in order. Because it would actually take me more work to do it in order, because then I have to go back and replace dummy URLs and stuff like that. Because every page leads to another page. So I need to have the last page done where the person will end up, and then build backwards from there. So I have a URL to put into each code. I did something similar like this for Packet 5 in the Romantasy Adventures. It was Fate Adventures then, which that actually is not going to exist anymore. That small scavenger hunt, or if it does, it's going to be a side quest and not part of the main story. But I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that. So when I built that was the first time I built something like that, and I did it in order and had to continuously go back and revamp all my code with new stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it smart this time, and actually drew out a storyboard because I didn't do a storyboard last time. And I keep a lot of stuff in my head. So, but this helped for me to put it down. I don't know where I was going. I had a point. I don't know what I was trying to get to. Sleep. Yeah, I feel like I need sleep. Let me go on. I might try to write some, but I am babying my arm. Figured cleaning my space would be a good idea. Yeah. And take care of yourself and your arm. Did you tell us what you did to your arm? You probably did, and I just forgot. My brain feels like I feel like there's a weight sitting on my brain right now. And I think it's because I'm trying to make sure I keep everything straight with the coding, and there's little snags I come across as I'm coding this stuff, and I see the page and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not what I thought I was coding. Let me try something different. That's what I ended up doing for most of this morning for the very first page I went to, but I ran into a couple of those yesterday, and it took me time to get through it. So I feel like I don't know anything that's going on anymore because there's like a weight sitting on my brain. It's fine, but I think I'd rather be writing still. Must get words now. Also, move doggos from foot areas so I don't sit in such a janky position. I do that with my cat because Loki likes to be like right in front of my feet under my desk. And he's not in here right now, but I find myself, even when he's not in my office, like looking to make sure I'm not going to kick him, because I'll move my feet. I'm constantly moving my feet because I have back pain, military and falling down a mountain that, exasperated a lot of back stuff. But yeah, so I've kicked him a few times, not hard because it's not like I'm moving my feet real hard, but yeah, I've been in the same. And then sometimes he'll come over and lay down on my foot where I have it at, and it's like my foot's like at an odd angle because I was just like trying to get comfortable. I'm like, okay, I got to move you just a little bit. And he does like to he's like a little dog. He likes to lay on my feet. So, because dogs usually do that. They'll come over and they'll sit next to you and they sit on your foot, or they'll lay on your feet. That's a dog thing to do. And Loki does it too. I don't think Loki wouldn't be in here today because I have a stack of notebooks right underneath my desk because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with them. And one of them, the notebooks, has the cover of my first book, Curse of Scales and Feathers, in the Romantasy series. And he started chewing on it. Yes, like a dog. He's like a little dog. And I was like, why are you chewing on my book? I yelled at him. He doesn't like it when you yell at him. And he took off, and he came back, like, realized it was just me. Like, he doesn't like the yelling, but when he realizes it's me, he's like, okay, well, whatever. You're harmless. But this morning he was like, nope, I'm good. I'll stay out here. So he's not in the room with me today. But yes, he was chewing on my notebook yesterday. And I have notes in there. Mostly conference stuff, I think. A lot of conference notes. But JK, likewise. And that's awesome that after speaking with your editor, you have a clear idea for your revisions. Yay. What about when's your editor talk? Did it happen already? I missed a chat break. Just started a work meeting. Hello, Adeshale. It's okay. No worries. I appreciate you being here when you're able to be here. Additionally, the meeting was good. Okay, so you did have it. I should have feedback on the manuscript in 2 weeks. In the meantime, taking notes for the sequel. Originally planned on writing a prequel. I just was listening to something. I don't know what I was listening to because I've been really into the coding, but I put things on in the background, and sometimes I hear it and sometimes I don't. It's just there. But I was listening to something yesterday or the day before. Everything's running together. But they were saying how prequels don't make money for most series, and it definitely does not compare to a sequel. And I was like, huh. And I was like, well, what if you just mention, like, if you, instead of saying prequel, you just say it's its own standalone book. But it can be and should be maybe read before the first book. I don't know. I was thinking those things in my head, but it didn't come to a conclusion because then I went back to working on my stuff. But I thought that was interesting. I have notes for a prequel, which I might write just for my own enjoyment. And I would say, like, if you write a prequel, like, if this holds water, because, like, I haven't done my own research. It's just something I was listening to. So I really have no idea where the information came from because I can't remember where I got the information from, which YouTube channel I was watching, right? And I was like, well, what if you just made the prequel free? And, like, depending on what strategy you want to use, like, if I was to do it, most likely what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do, because I kind of sort of have a prequel. It's my novella. It happens 1,200 years before my main series, but you don't have to read it in order to understand anything in the series, and you don't have to read the series to understand anything in the prequel. But if you read the prequel and then you read the series, you'll see how some things had led up to, so events, like, they're like fantasy events. All right, fantasy is fantasy romance, but it's like fantastical events are happening, and they kind of set up what happens 1,200 years later, at least partially. So, it's kind of, I first marketed it as a prequel when I first put it out, and then I just say it's a novella now. But one of these days, probably end of next year, I'm going to make it free on Amazon, but with a note in the front that says if they didn't want to pay. No, I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't figured that out. I did have an idea, but now I don't remember. So it's going to be, I don't know, forget it. My brain is not working toward book stuff right now. Like, it's like stuck in this other mode right now. Let me go on. At first, I had no inspiration for a sequel because the original book was written as a standalone. It has a very definitive ending that is quite satisfying, but I've come up with an idea I think works. I mean, it could be its own standalone sequel, right? Also, no rush. I know you have your own projects to work on, but if you ever get the chance to read the rest of the book, I would love to know what you're thinking, especially about the ending. But again, no rush. Totally understand what it's like when you have your own writing projects going on. Yeah. I've tried not to commit to too many responses on readings, on feedings. I was going to say feedings on feedings. Yes. No. Beta readings. Like beta. The last beta read I did was a couple months ago for Dale for one of his books. But I only took it on because I knew it was short. Like it was like 20,000 plus words. He writes nonfiction. Well, he did write nonfiction. Now he's in his fiction era, but he was nonfiction for like over a decade. And so I committed to that because I knew it was short. But I know that I don't have time to commit to something that's longer because it does take a lot of, it's not just that it takes longer, right? But when you're trying to make sure you keep everything straight, it takes longer thinking too. To, like is the storyline, does it make sense to the characters, the continuity of everything, that kind of stuff. So I've been trying to avoid longer works recently. And I told myself at the beginning of the year I need to say no more often. So I'm doing okay with that. Not perfect, but I did end up paying a beta reader for feedback. She provides about 15 pages of editorial notes, so I think it's worth the money. And I should be hearing back from her in 1 week. Was that Maddie or is that someone else that you went with? I'd love to know who you went with if it wasn't Maddie. I know that you said you went to go use her and she was taking a lot of time to do it. Like she asked for extensions, but I don't know if that was something that was done already or if that was what was ongoing. Which she did the same thing because I gave her my second book in my series to read for review. And that was like November or December last year. And she didn't get it to me until end of January. And I think it was supposed to be 2 weeks or 10 days or something. And then she kept asking for it. She asked for like 2.5 extensions or something like that. But it was pretty good. I like her feedback. Vanessa, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Just writing reports for the day. Hopefully you were able to get some in. David says I'm in cleanup mode, hoping the hubs likes the changes in open space. I'm sure he'll be fine with it. I don't think most guys care when we move things around, unless we're touching their stuff. Then maybe. Devin, that sounds awesome. I've been meaning to take a day to rearrange a few things and do a deep clean before the holidays. Editorial notes, 15 pages. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. I'd like to know who it was if it wasn't Maddie. I have made progress on my office. Awesome job, Stacy. Additionally, that's what helped me justify the price for a beta reader and knowing I would have feedback on the entire manuscript in 3 weeks sweetened the pot. That feels like it might not be Maddie. But I don't know. I hope you're still here and you can tell me. I will let you know if anything particularly helpful as far as the advice I receive. Read story will do. JL, I fell asleep the day I was going to get, maybe on the couch even, which, come to think of it, I've been doing a lot of in the last few months. You just wearing yourself out, maybe? Hello. How are you doing, Nia? Hope all is well. I missed your stream last night. I was thinking you didn't have one, and then I saw the notification this morning. I was like, wait, no, it wasn't last night. It was the night before, because last night was JC. But the night before, you had a stream. I didn't say that in JC's stream last night. Everything's running together. Oh my gosh, these days feel like it's just one big long day. Definitely no rush on it. I know you had some things going on beyond the writing project, so whenever you happen to have time. But I feel you. It's one of those days I feel like crawling back into bed and taking a nap. Me too. I probably look into the same beta reader if you like them. Hey, Vixen from JL. Yes, I'll definitely let you know what I think. Let you know if I found it worth the investment. Oh, and not sure if you have access or see, but the rest of my stories in the Google Doc, if you like to read it. Nia says, just put the G kiddo down for his nap. Going to get a bit of more of last night's plot bunny written down. Nice. Hopefully the kiddo sleeps for a bit. And hi from Adeshle to Nia. Hi, Adeshle and JL from Nia. I'm rooting for you to have a vlog, by the way. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I've thought about it, but I think about a lot of things that it just doesn't come into fruition. I have so many things I want to do that will be at the very bottom of my list because I'm not even that interested in doing it. I know it would be interesting for my audience, but I'm not as interested in doing it. I pulled my bicep getting out of the pool this summer, and after vacation in August, it has just gotten worse and worse. I feel like this is new information for me because I don't remember anything about someone pulling their bicep or something when they got out of a pool. I think that would have clicked, but I think this. But maybe I knew you were hurt, but I didn't know. Yeah, that's kind of rough. Yeah, you got to really baby the arm for a little while. They say sometimes like pulling a muscle is like a whole lot worse than if you just had like broke a bone or something. But I don't know if that's true. I'm passing along hearsay. That's probably stupid hearsay. Probably makes no sense. As a person with the Gallup strengths that I have, I found this conversation helpful. Oh, okay, cool. So this person had your same strengths. I mean, you and I, we share all the same strengths except for one, which I thought was really interesting. Now I know who else has got the same as like me. Okay, I went to the YouTube site and grabbed that link. Oh no, Stacey. I think a prequel story probably works great as a warm reader magnet. I think that's what I was trying to get to earlier when I was talking about the prequel story at the end, but I don't know if I ever got around to saying that point. But that was the point I had, is that it could work as a reader magnet. It can even work as a cold reader magnet if you're part of promotions, right? Yeah, a warm cookie. Needs some milk. Plus, we're going to repaint the master bedroom into a multi-berry moody cave with cream trim. Oh, I like that. I love those colors. That does sound heavenly. Why call it a prequel? Do what C.S. Lewis did and put the first story at the end. I am no pro original publication order. I am a pro original publication order. So you like things that come out in order as publication. Yeah. Well, I mean, in that case, my prequel did come out before my novel. I mean, they came out at the same time on my Kickstarter, but when I put it onto retailer platforms, I did publish the novella first. So yeah, my Loki is sitting at my feet. See, dogs, they like to sit on feet. I was just talking to my friend the other day about how much I like to paint a couple of walls a different color, change out some of the curtains, etc. I used to like doing this stuff. Such a good feeling when you spruce up your space and really like the outcome. 100%. I wrote out of order too. Oh yeah, Stacey, she did. She wrote her whole series out of order. You have to read the first. If you're reading by publication, you're gonna read the last book first, and then the first book second. I think the rest of it's in order though. Did he at Stacey? Additionally, I will check my email when I'm done writing to see the rest of your story if I can. I will definitely read it and let you know what I think. The Magician's Nephew was first chronologically, but was the 6th of 7th published. So you read it as the 6th book then? I'm not as familiar with the rest of his work, but that's really interesting. Thanks to JL, really? That's both awesome and hilarious. Yeah, isn't it? But, I've actually known authors who do that. And then they'll write a series, and then they were like, oh, there's like a story that comes between these 2 books. And so then it's like book 2.5. Really interesting. Is there a story behind that Stacey? I have a prequel for my fantasy, but it's also its own book. I'll make things make sense, but not necessary, and holds its own as its own book. That's kind of how my prequel is too. Yeah. I think it's a good way to do it. They weren't speaking about strengths, but well, you understand when you watch it. Oh, okay. Thanks, Adesha. I will definitely check it out. Everyone should watch BookFunnel's 5 Reader Magnet. So helpful. Yes, I went to that one live. That was, and as I'm getting more and more work done in my series and in this world, I'm going to be doing more like that and having these specific reader magnets. And all I can say is, Devin, if you want to grab that link, if you have it, if you don't worry about it. But when I felt like I already knew everything about reader magnets and about newsletters and how to use your newsletter and reader magnets and build your newsletter up that way. And I thought, am I going to learn anything new when I go to this one? Because I consume a lot of information. That's the input strength I have on my top 5 inputs and strengths. So I'm constantly taking in new information all the time. Now, as I get older, I start forgetting some of it, but then I tend to watch like a bunch of the same stuff. So I'll watch this person over here who's talking about reader magnets. And then I'll read this book over here who talked about reader magnets, but it was someone different. And I've done that. I've actually read like 3 different books about reader magnets and watched quite a few videos and went to a few different webinars and conferences that talked about reader magnets. So by the time I went to that, it was a webinar first before they put it on their BookFunnel channel on YouTube. I was like, am I going to learn anything new? I don't know, but I'll just go because I've never seen like 5 different reader magnets to have. Like I've seen just things about reader magnets, a type of reader magnet. So I thought, okay, maybe a cool reader magnet, a warm reader magnet, a hot reader magnet. And I was like, that's 3. And I remember going into it thinking, well, I think there's like 3 different ones. What's the other 2? And it was just a very insightful way of approaching reader magnets. And you do have to have a bit of work because they're all used for a different purpose, but all of it toward building your platform as an author and your newsletter list. So yes, it was very, very good YouTube video. It's Dave and Nick Thacker. It may be a link you sent me, but highlighted a certain spot in their video. Okay. Is it Dave Chesson? I know Nick Thacker. I actually have a few of his things, like books and whatnot, and courses. I don't know if there's anything other than that when he wrote it, but you need to read the Chronicles of Narnia in publication order or it gives away things too early. Oh, did not know that. That's good to know. Yes, I do think that's good to know. Just catching up on the chat. Yes, the call with the editor was yesterday. I'm very excited to hear her feedback and know it wasn't Maddie that I hired. Okay, I can look up her information. I would love to. I would love it because I loved Maddie, but the last time I used her, it took so long to get it information to get their feedback back. And then when you told me it also took a long time, I was like, I feel like she must be in a stage where she's maybe taking on too much stuff. And so I haven't given her anything else. And I was like, I don't really know anybody else that I know that will work very well. So I would definitely be interested in your recommendation for sure. The video is 10 minutes now, and I just have one more pass to make. So long as nothing major has to be done. See, I used to be like that, Eva. I would spend so much time on my videos and do the passes, and I'd listen to it, and I'd, do another editing pass and then listen to it. And then I got to a point where I was just like doing the video, editing it really quick, and then putting it up there. And so I would have mistakes and whatnot. And that was toward the end when I realized I really don't want to make videos anymore because I really want to write more. I don't know if I'll ever get back to making videos like I used to. I don't think I will, but who knows? Then I can do it all over again for my writing channel. Thanks for the pro tip, Devin. I will check it out. It is a very good webinar, additionally. Now it's a YouTube video, but it was a very, very good one. Yeah. There it is. Okay. Let me go grab that before I lose it because I so want to make sure that I get it. And there's the book funnel one. Thank you so much for grabbing that, Devin. I mean, it was a really good one. Yeah, that one. I almost feel like I want to watch it again so I can remind myself of what I'm aiming for. Because at the time I felt like I don't have enough to fulfill all these different types of reader magnets, just 5 different ones. I had like the cool one. I do use my prequel novella as like a cool reader magnet most of the time. And then at the end of my first book, Curse of Scales and Feathers, there is a warm reader magnet at the end of it. So, and they don't just talk about like the different types of reader magnets I have. They also talk about how you can measure their effectiveness and what you're using them for, which is really, it was a really, really great webinar or YouTube video. Juliet, not Dave, Dale. Oh, Dale and Nick Thacker. Okay. Yeah. Those two are buddies. When you said Dave, I was like, Dave Chesson? I was like, I don't know if Dave Chesson has ever done anything with Nick before. They probably know each other, but Dale, Dale and Nick are, they're buddies. Thanks to JL from Adeshle. I've now had breakfast. Waffles. I don't know if you had waffles, but you put that in there. So waffles are a good thing. Yeah, I'm enjoying the editing part and the accountability. I don't know if I'll keep it up long. Yeah, because I think it does start to wear you down. And then I really think that this is why I think writing is the right field for me as a person, because I get bored. I learn something, I master it, I'm done. And that's kind of what I did with videos. Not to say that I mastered it in like, I make the best videos ever. I mean, I mastered it into the point that I feel like, oh, I know this well enough. I know how to do this. And I don't feel like there's much more that I need to learn because my end goal was not to become a YouTuber. My end goal was to be a writer. So I mastered it to the point that when I felt like I needed to accomplish what my original goal was. And now I'm bored. And now every video I made after that, I was bored. So once I start getting bored, I move on and I do something else. And I get bored pretty quick, I think, with things. So yeah, two things in my personality don't go well together. That I'm constantly taking in information and then I get bored. So I take in lots of information. I learn something. I'm bored about learning about it. And I move on to something else. So, but yeah. And to be honest, and I have not said this out loud yet. I'm going to say it out loud right now. To be honest, it's one of the reasons why I feel like I'm kind of just done with the AuthorTube Writing Conference because it doesn't challenge me anymore. I'm bored. I'm bored with it. I'm bored of going through the same thing, the same order of doing everything, the same reach out to people and talk about this, the same emails I'm sending out, the same process over and over again. And I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to keep doing it. I don't want to do it again. I feel like I'm reliving my life and I don't want to relive my life doing the same thing when I want to do something new. So doesn't mean that we're not having another AuthorTube Writing Conference, but it's going to be a bit different next time. So yeah, and I think the fact that we're changing it up a little bit, I think that's going to help me invigorate more energy toward the conference because I'm bored with what we've been doing. So, but yeah, I've watched the Reader Magnet video several times. I think I've watched it twice, but I the second time I was half listening. Because I knew I wasn't ready for all of it yet, but I'm getting there where I'm almost ready to do all of it. So yeah, every time I write a short story from my world, smart, Devin, you're smart. I love listening to, I know you said that I inspired you with a couple things, but you inspired me with lots of things. So just, it goes both ways. You inspire me with things. So I wish I could follow through with that, like how you're doing it. Do y'all use the bongo cat game for body doubling while writing? I don't know what the bongo cat game is. I don't know what that is. Do you have a link or anything for it? Yes, I had waffles. Okay, so it was like the perfect emoji for it then. Yeah. Switching to YouTube community posts for reading and shorts for updates. I may do another long form video eventually. Yeah, that's how I kind of feel too. Actual waffles. Awesome. Right? I get that a lot. I'm constantly chasing my next rabbit hole, classic ADHD. Yeah, that's what must be all about, right? We can't start getting bored with things. I guess it's time to launch an in-person conference. Yeah. Oh my Lord. In-person would overwhelm me. I mean, just the sheer amount of work you have to go into getting the venue and then the electronics and everything that would be that. And then just the sheer number of people that would be there during the conference. I would want to just go and hide and be like, I'm done. Someone reached out to me yesterday and was like, hey, what do you have going on? Like, I don't know if you've got things going on. You're meeting with different people during the conference because I'm going to a conference here in a couple of weeks, Author Nation. And they're like, I want to get together with all these people here and love for you to come. Which night works better for you? And I came back. I'm like, I'm an introvert. I have no plans whatsoever to meet with anybody yet. And like, I've heard people putting plans together. And I'm like, I'm going to go there. And I feel like I'm going to go there and I'm just going to sit in my hotel room when the conference is done. Probably not, but that's what I feel like is going to happen because I am such an introvert. It's going to be hard for me to really talk. It'll be great. That one's Monday night plans. So I've got Monday night plans for the conference, I think. LOL. I love to make videos again, but I don't like actually editing the videos. So there you go. I did like editing because I felt like there was a creative process to it, especially when you got some B-roll in there. And I loved making my own B-roll. Like I had lots of fun with it. I'd make silly little things happen. I think I've talked about it before, like where one, I had my son. I was like, Julian, come help me make this video. And he was like, yeah. I was like, throw pillows at me, hit me. He was like, really? I was like, yes. I don't remember what video I did that for, but he was throwing pillows at me and hitting me with pillows. So I have fun doing stuff like that and then editing the B-roll into the video and stuff. But it just took too much time. And it's not actually, I'd rather be editing my writing. And I don't even like editing, but I'd rather be editing my writing than editing a video. The ADHD is real. The pull of the rabbit hole is strong. I have to clean, so the cleaning content is more accountability. I've been bored. This is me trying to make it fun again. There you go. Yeah, I love that. So you're bored with the cleaning, but it has to be done. So you're filming it as you're doing it. See, I would be of the mindset at that point that I'm like, okay, I filmed it. Y'all getting the whole thing. Forget it. It's 160 minutes, 190 minutes. I don't remember what you said it was, but whatever it was, that's probably what everybody would get. So, with writing, I flake on it. It's my thing, and I can do so many other things than my things. So it's accountability there too. So I hope I haven't been posting. We should be neighbors. Yeah. Bongo Cat is on Steam. I don't have a link. Okay. And I have heard the nerd, the name and the word becomes nerd. I've heard the name and the word Steam as like some type of platform, but I'm not really sure what it is. But it's a gaming platform. I think that's what I've gotten from context. If you do it near me, I'll pay for the venue, Shannon. Oh, evil grin. I don't think I'm going to, I don't know. I think Deb and I think we were talking about like maybe the 10th year anniversary of the conference, we would do an in-person conference. I think it was Deb and I that was talking about that. I'm pretty sure it was her and I. It could have been me and someone else, but I think it was her. But yeah, I don't know that it's going to happen. So strong, rabbit hole. All the work and things, so many things for all the clones to do. It would not be boring. Yeah. The clones. Clone conference. Oh, clone friends. There we go. I said it. Yeah, Shannon, I feel that I need to be doing different things. I get bored too easily. Yeah. Okay. So I think maybe a lot of us writers, that's why we're writers, because we get bored of doing the same old. So we need to do writing where we get to change the world all the time. It's like, that is great. The conference would be wonderful. We all show up dressed up like shit. I'll come dressed as somebody else. There we go. Then we can cosplay her cosplay character. There you go. I would love that. Where's the ice cream? Yes, ice cream. Yep, sounds great. Okay, got to the end. This is Thursday. Normally I'd say see you guys next week. But actually, I think Kat has a video or something live streamed tonight, but I don't remember. But This weekend is the Storytellers Hearth Write-a-thon. Adeshle will be there. I think Adeshle plans to be there at least for part of both of the two streams that I'm doing. I'm doing a stream at noon Eastern on Saturday and a stream at 8 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. And then I'm part of like 4 other streams. Yeah, 5, 6 minus 2 is 4. I'm part of 4 other streams. So a total of 6 streams I'll be on throughout the weekend. I don't think I'm on any Friday streams, but I'm on Saturday and Sunday. But the Storytellers Hearth Write-a-thon does start on Friday. I can't remember the time, but it's going to be a full weekend of writing. And this is the reason I'm trying to hurry up and get the scavenger hunt all coded so I could be writing the whole weekend. That's my goal anyways. But yeah, that's what I hope. Oh, laughing. Yeah. So yeah, I hope I see everyone. Sent you a picture on Discord, but I just got the link too. Okay, thank you. I will go to that. I best get my eyebrows down. I need to look good for the camera. Here we go. All right. Thank you everyone so much for coming, and I will catch you guys all later. Bye, y'all.